Salute again. My fault, y'all. I'm back. Yeah. I'm back like a heart attack. My fault. Blame it on the bud. Blame it on the bud. Just blame it on the bud. Word up. Blame it on the bud. Yes, we're in the building. Blame it on the bud. City Bam, I see you back in the building. I see you back in the building. I got to check on something right quick. I'm going to tell y'all right now what's going on. Salute to everybody. I'm 19 away from that 1,000. 19 more subscriptions, y'all, and I'm at the 1,000 mark. And goddamn it, I'm proud of myself. John Schaff, I see you in the building. Yo, John Schaff, do me a favor. Make sure you go subscribe to the Back Block Chronicles. Excuse me, the Back Block Chronicles. That's my backup channel. And set your bell notification for you to know when I'm going live. I appreciate you, because sometimes I'm going to be going live on the Back Block Chronicles. But, you know, I'm getting this big dice shit popping. You dig? We got 19. I need 19 more, 18 more subscribers. 18 more subscribers, and I'm at 1,000. And then I will be a certified YouTube content creator employed by YouTube. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Smack that like button on the way in, like my man FTC said. Smack that like button on the way in, man. Or if you don't smack it on the way in, rock with me till you feel as though you're going to leave, whether it could be through the whole show or to a part of the show where you might have to go take care of something. If you don't feel like it was interesting or intriguing enough to you, hit that dislike button. I'm not upset with that. Hit that dislike button. But just do me a favor when you hit that dislike button. Thank you. I appreciate you, John. When you hit that dislike button, all I need you to do is leave me a comment on what you didn't like about the video. What's up? She said, it's coming. Latasha Phillips said, it's coming. What's coming, Miss Latasha Phillips? Oh, she's talking about the 1,000 subscribers. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's right there around the corner. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm doing it in like 6 months. 6 months times. Shout out to everybody. Yo, Half, I see you in the building. I see you in the building. Just got through from watching that Boston game. And I said I was going to go live with the peoples or whatever, because I'm waiting for a phone call. About to get on the motherfucking road. Again, but how everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Word. Oh, and I'm not even thinking, excuse me, y'all, that's Tasha. If y'all don't know who that is, that's a good friend of mine from Brooklyn. And she knew the Dread El Compa also. She knew the Dread El Compa since he was a baby also. Yes, she's from Brooklyn. She's from St. John's and Troy. City Bam, I told y'all, though. Number one, I told y'all this. I said Boston in 7. Everybody thought I was joking. The reason why I said that is once they went up 3-0, once Miami went up 3-0 and Boston got that one win right there, see, once they didn't get swept, and then once they didn't get swept and Boston blew them by like 21, 23 points, Boston knew they could beat them. All they had to do is go watch them tapes and them plays. All they had to do is study that game. Like they tell you, a real coach will tell you to study your team's offense and study your team's defense. And all they got to do is watch their plays. All they got to do is watch what they do, especially when it comes down to clutch moments and stuff like that. But Boston, them niggas is not, you're like they're not playing. City Bama, that's a fact. Nobody never came back from 3-0. There are only 2 other teams, excuse me, besides Boston they came back from 3 down to make it go to game 7. I know one of the teams is the 1951 New York Knicks. I do not know the other one. Your FTC, that was a wonderful game. Number one, I feel as though that foul that they called when Jimmy Butler was in the corner for the 3-point play, me personally, I think the Guineas had that because, number one, to me, if anything, the foul was before the shot. It's just my opinion. The foul was before the shot. Yes, if you check it out in slow motion, when he reached his hand out, he hit him in his stomach. So the foul should have been called right then. The foul was called when he went up in the air. They gave them the opportunity to go up by 1 second by 1 point with 3 seconds left. And I actually thought Boston lost the game, but when they went back to show, see, this is what I do appreciate about the NBA. This is what I appreciate about the NBA. That shot clock they got is accurate. That shot clock them niggas got is accurate. Like back in the days, that motherfucking shot clock them niggas got today with that red rim around that shit is very, very accurate. It was very, very accurate. And just like basketball, just like football, if you're in the right place at the right time, anything can happen. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time, and he got that shot off before that motherfucking buzzer. And that was a hell of a game. See, a game like that, I couldn't even get mad. If it was just one game like that, I couldn't even get mad. And now that Boston was down by 3 games and they came back, even if Boston was to lose in game 7, I could not take nothing away from Boston. I couldn't take nothing away from Boston. If you look at the head coach from the Miami Heat, that nigga's going to smoke crack. Yeah, he's going to smoke crack tonight. He's going to smoke crack. He probably was smoking crack after they lost the game. If you seen him in that press conference, that nigga had sweat coming down his head. His hair was wet. And the reason why he had that look of disparity in his eyes, because he knows if Boston come back and win, he's fired. It's nothing to talk about. He's fired. It's nothing to talk about. The nigga's fired. It's nothing to fucking... You see what they just did to Doc Rivers, right? You see what they just did to Doc Rivers, right? And y'all forgetting about the situation. Look what they just did to the... You see how quick y'all just forgot about that nigga? The head coach for Boston is not even the head coach. The head coach for Boston used to be Nia Long's husband. Y'all forgot about that shit. Nia Long's husband got some pussy. They just told that nigga, you can't be the coach no more. See, this is the part that bugged me out. The nigga, they told him, because you got some pussy, you can no longer be a coach. Some people say that's a little bit too harsh. I don't. The reason why I don't, because first of all, people have to realize the NBA players, the NFL players, the MLB players, they're not the only people that's under scrutiny. The motherfucking coaches are under scrutiny also. You can't be running around just putting your cock in anybody, man. You got to do that shit discreetly. Motherfuckers running around like they Bill Clinton. That's why they life going through turmoil. They just replaced that nigga. Now, this dude that's running Boston right now, let me tell you something, yo. If this nigga right here come back from 3 zip down, they about to send that nigga to a strip club with a bunch of women. I'm telling you. Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything that exists has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? know what, y'all? This is what I wanted to talk to y'all about, too. This is some real deep shit. I was thinking about this earlier. On a serious note. Excuse me. I was thinking about this on a serious note. I was watching a video. Shout out to the Mac Baller Jaffe. He just signed the G Unit, the 50 Cent. Matter of fact, I'm going to play it right quick. Hold on. Let me play it for y'all right quick. Hold on for a minute. Shout out. I'm proud of this. I'm proud of this man right here. All jokes aside. And I never knew he was a rapper. I never knew he was a rapper. Never knew he was a rapper. Hold on. Let me pull this up right quick. I want to show y'all something right quick. I never knew this dude was a rapper. I mean, this dude is good, man. Shout out to the Mac Baller Jaffe, man. This dude is really, really good. I watched his little rap video. See, I don't be listening to that goofy shit. I be listening to that official shit. I can't even really pay attention to that sucker shit, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. But this shit right here, I ain't gonna front. This nigga said some shit. This nigga here said some shit. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to hold. Let me pull it up right quick, y'all. This nigga here. Shout out to the Mac. Word up. Matter of fact, let me just type it in. When I say this dude right here got some shit to say, y'all. I want y'all to pay attention to this shit, man. This shit was really, really. This dude got something to say, y'all. Word up. Word up. Shout out to the bro, man. This dude right here. Shout out to this dude. Yo, FTC Vice, I want you to listen to this shit, man. Yo, Half, I want you to listen to this shit. Yo, City Bama, I want you to listen to this shit. This nigga is nice. And 50 Cent just signed him. This the ball. This the Mac right here. Okay. No, that ain't it. I don't think so, motherfucker. Give me one more second. I'm bugging.
You can't play both sides. You can't play both sides. You niggas gotta choose.
Hold on, y'all. Shout out to the boy.
You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The streets said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tougher and he still told. Like, what I gotta do to make you niggas rhyme? Like, I'm ready to kill when the kind of mind I'm cautious. I'm dealing with more sticks than a porcupine. Quill spines, whatever you wanna call them. Yeah, plus my little mama, she a trap queen. Though you when she mixed with that Fetty, give him a wop name. It was a whole lot of cars when there was stimmies round. We going over a year and half you niggas down. Holies, this is art. Now they uploading their clothes on the Poshmark. Switch, baby, careful with this. I mean, this bitch sharp. One across, one down the middle, look like a chrome heart. Damn, I'm always outside. I'm like high from who? Gotta put your car on skates. You think you slide through? I help build my niggas. This ain't Legos. Protect the fan by any means. I be Diego. Yeah, tiger to you niggas. I'm an animal. It's a jungle where I'm from. What y'all want to do? You can't play both sides. You niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The street said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tougher and he still told.
Shout out to Jaffe, man. Shout out to the Mac Baller Jaffe, man. That nigga's nice, man. Jaffe, something serious. Jaffe something serious. I didn't even know he was rhyming like that, man. Jaffe something serious, man. Shout out to the Mac Jaffe, man. Shout out to my cousin Blockstar, DOC, YB, you know what I'm saying? Pretty Handsome Ball and all of them, you know what I'm saying? PMT, Prospect Money Team, Prospect Murder Team, whatever you want to call it. Shout out to the boys, my nigga. But I was listening to something he said in one of his rhymes. And shit started making me question myself about a lot of shit. Like when we was coming up, you know how we came up, yo, we gangsters, somebody kill our man, we get our guns, we go back and kill a nigga and all that bullshit. And then somebody come back and kill one of us and then all that bullshit. Then somebody go back and kill one of them to, it's eventually stopped. It's a lot of people today that's trying to find themselves. What I mean by find themselves is some people are so caught up in two realities, they're confused. That's right, City Bam. You heard what he said? Every hood got a nigga that's tough, but they still told. Let me ask you something. So when a nigga tell, that mean he not tough? It's certain niggas that killed people, that took other people's lives, that mean they not tough because they told? What's the definition of tough? Isn't it tough to take someone's life? If you could do that with ease, how could somebody say you're weak? I was thinking about a lot of shit. I was like, yo, the way we was raised in the hood, we was raised to manipulate the system, sell drugs, treat our women like they wasn't shit, ignore our children, ignore the wisdom from the old timers. We was taught this shit. I notice people are quick to jump up and say, yo, go get your guns and yo, we going to murder these niggas because they killed such and such and it's fucked up. They shouldn't have did this to such and such. You know what I've decided today? People may look at me crazy for what I'm about to say. I don't care. I've decided today I'm really gonna let God work. I have friends that's alive, and I want them to hear this while they're alive. I have friends that's deceased, and I want them to hear this from wherever they are. I got people that's alive, and I want y'all to hear this because this is some of the realest shit I think I'm going to say. I've been really doing a lot of thinking, man. I've been questioning myself. I've been questioning everybody that's been around me. You know, that's a fucked up way to live when you have to question everyone that's around you. I no longer have my mother nor father, grandmother nor grandfather. A couple of uncles, a couple of aunts, some cousins. But my immediate family, my mother, my father, my grandmother, my grandfather, and I have one uncle left. I've been thinking about how my mind has been shifting since I had my son at 25 and since I lost my mother at 29. The first year of my son's life, matter of fact, I'm going to say the first 90 days of my son's life. So many things that I've did in my life before he was born pertaining to violence or revenge, I looked upon like I was stupid. Yep, I did. Think about this fucked up trap they got us in. Don't nobody want to starve. There's no such thing as a stomach that will wait to be fed. Rest in peace to my man, $500,000. He always told me that. So they put us in these impoverished neighborhoods. Economic system is not to the point where it should be. Some people, they're living the golden life. Went to school, went to high school, went to college. successful jobs, families, houses, husbands, wives, children, picket fences, and all that bullshit. Some of us didn't have that. Some of us have been subject and prone to murder before we knew how to dress ourselves. I seen the first dead body when I was 6 years old. 6 years old. 6 years old. 6 years old. From my mother's womb to the earth, 6 years old, and the first time I saw a person dead, flies all over him, I was 6 years old. From that second right there, my life began. At 6 years old, you don't know why a person is dead. It could be because of murder. It could be because of natural. You just don't know why a person is no longer breathing. Why a person you might have spoke to, why a person that might have been giving you advice, why a person you might have been afraid of is no longer here. At 6 years old. At 6 years old. See, at 6 years old, some parents don't know how to sit you down and talk to you about the things that you see. Nobody sat me down that night and was like, yo, baby, how do you feel about the fact that you just saw Mr. Robert? How do you feel about the fact that you were with your babysitter? Check this out. In the hood, they always got these babysitters. You know, the big mamas that everybody love in the hood. They're known being great people. They babysit your kids because they're on a fixed income. We had one too. Her name was Miss Betsy Wright. I know she in heaven. She had about 5 or 6 children that she watched for our parents while they went to work, took us to school, picked us up from school until our parents or my grandparents came and got me. She had a brother by the name of Mr. Robert Wright. He used to make leather belts and stuff like that. Back in the days, they used to make the custom hats and the belts with the names and everything like that. He used to make them. So one particular day, she didn't see him. It's about maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And back in the days when Miss Betsy and them moved to New York from Philadelphia, they all moved to a housing complex building where she was on one floor, her sister, Miss Evelyn, was on one floor, Mr. Robert was on the first floor. Because Mr. Robert, he had a studio apartment. She had a 2-bedroom apartment. Her sister, Miss Evelyn, had a 2-bedroom apartment. But the studio apartments was on the left-hand side. So particularly this day, I heard them talking about how come they haven't spoke to Robert. So what she do? She had a key to his apartment. So she got me, a couple of other kids that was with her. She went down in the apartment. Unbeknownst to her, she didn't know that her brother was in the room dead. Was he killed? Nope. He died because of cirrhosis of the liver, drinking and stuff like that. I never forget, I was the only child because they made us all sit in the living room. And when she called her sister, and then they called the police and everything, I was the only child that got up out that living room and walked straight to that back room to look at Mr. Robert. That's when my life began. See, when I got home that night, my mother and them then asked me, yo, baby, how you feel about seeing a dead man? My grandmother and them didn't ask me, baby, how you feel about seeing a dead man? Because the babysitter did not relay this information to my mother. See, when we entrust our children with people, we have to really, really understand who we entrusting our children with. We're entrusting our children with people that we think are going to give them the same love, guidance, and direction that we will. Everybody in here would not take their 6-year-old child into an apartment or a room with a dead person because you know it could be traumatizing. So in the fear or probably repercussion, this is just my assumption now being an adult, I guess Miss Betsy didn't want to go through anything with my mother, in particular of her showing me her brother dead or her maybe fucking up her income because, you know, these is extra money. These people is on fixed income. But let's get past that. Besides that, I'm in the street now. I got a grandfather that's a hardworking man that retired from being a gangster. I got a father and I got an uncle that's a gangster. When I should have been sitting up paying attention to my grandfather every morning, getting up 4:30, 4:45, making his coffee, listening to 1010 Wins, getting ready to go do a shift at Kings County Hospital, that right there didn't intrigue me. It was too boring. It was too boring. That was my attitude back in the days. So what did you getting up, going to work every day? See, as a child, you don't understand when you get up and go to work every day, you have to be to work on time. You have to punch that clock. You have to be subject to people with egos and attitudes. You have to put all this in your head and go through this day in and day out, sometimes for years, sometimes for 20 years plus until you retire because of the better goal of your family. But then I saw my uncle, he's staying in the house till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, sleep. He waking up, he's smoking marijuana. He got the beautiful women on him. He got the jewelry, he got the cars, he got the lizards, he got the alligator skins, he got the lamb skin jackets, he got the leather fronts, he got the Kangos, he got the gazelles, he got the wallabies. See, that shit was interesting to me. See, my grandfather, he wasn't really concerned about his street attire because he was going to work. My grandfather had 3 blue shirts and 2 pair of denim jeans that he wore to work for 20 years. He didn't wear the same jeans or the same blue shirts for 20 years, nah. But he bought the same blue shirts and the same jeans over and over and over after those worn out for 20 years because my grandfather wasn't going to work to impress nobody. It seemed like when people go to work today, they go to work today with their most expensive suits on. They want to go to work with their Versace belts, their Prada sneakers, their Gucci shirts. For what? For what? These are all signs of people that are insecure and crying out for help. You mean to tell me you spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on certain clothes that you're supposed to wear for times of congratulation or time that you want to celebrate, but you're going to wear this to places that you go to work? My pops, on the other hand, he worked for the Veterans Administration and then he fell to the addiction of crack. But he also had a different diddy bop with him too. He wore the Bally's. He wore the silk shirts. He wore the Quarterfields. He wore the Gabardine jeans. He had his diddy bop too. He had his pizzazz. He had his afro with his little part. Little pick. He kept his little pick, kept patting his shit down, you know. Smoked his little marijuana in too. But see, he was in both sides of the world. My pops was in the street and he was in the real side of the world also. So now y'all got to pay attention to this. Me as a young man, I'm coming up, gravitating more to the street life because it's not just my grandfather, a hardworking man, against my father, that's a hardworking man. See, these are two entities that would be an honor to choose between or to try to emulate. But I had a grandfather that was a hardworking man. I had an uncle that was a fucking gangster. And I had a father that was a gangster. A gangster to the core. The only reason why he decided to get a legal job is because of going to the war and going to jail. This wasn't something he woke up and told himself as a man, yo, I'm going to get me a job. I'm going to get me a job to make sure that me and my family will be secure and safe. See, he didn't have that attitude like my grandfather. My grandfather said, I am not going to do anything that's going to endanger me and my woman and my family's happiness. This is why the seesaw in my life was shifted to the bad. I had two prominent figures that I looked up to against one prominent figure that I looked up to. So it seemed like my grandfather and his image was getting clouded because of my father and my uncle's image. My grandfather seemed like his life was so boring and uninteresting because he was just going to work. He was just paying his bills. He was just loving my grandmother. They was just sitting down in front of their house, enjoying each other, watching the breeze, watching television, taking trips together, enjoying their property down here in the South that they worked so hard to accomplish. See, I looked at that like that was the sucker shit. I used to watch my uncle and his baby mother, love each other, respect each other. And then when alcohol, cocaine, and marijuana got involved, that whole totality and that combination of evil got involved. I watched them try to kill each other on numerous occasions. So that's the relationship aspect as far as man and woman. Let me tell you why this shit fucked me up also too. I got my grandmother and my grandfather, hardworking man going to work, loving his woman, hardworking woman going to work, loving her man, fearing God. I got my uncle and his baby mother, a gangster and a street woman. Look at that image. I got a gangster and a street woman that really deep down inside love each other, but because of things they've both been through, don't know how to show it. So that's the first description of confusion with love. So then I got my pops and I got my moms that loved each other unconditionally. And then two, I watched my father fall to addictions of the street, drugs, the life. I watched that destroy my mother. I watched that turn my mother into a cold woman for the whole aspect of love. I noticed that's where I get this from. I want everybody to start really thinking about who raised them, how they was raised, the things that the people that raised them did that affected them, the way it's affecting your life now. And I want y'all to correct that because I started listening to certain things. Like I said about Jaffe, shout out to Jaffe. He said a particular line in one of his songs where he was like, yo, your man got killed and you ain't spend back. I respect that, y'all. I'm not going against him for what he's saying because I understand his lifestyle and preferably the way he has to move, not the way he chooses to move. See, it's a difference between the way you have to move and the way you choose to move. Because if you choose to move other than the way then you have to move, that can cost you your life or your freedom if you understand what I'm saying. There are times when you might be in the street and you could have a gun and don't want to hurt nobody, and a person may run up on you and try to rob you and hurt you or shoot you, and you have to pull your gun and defend yourself. And then there's times when you go carry your gun and don't ever have to even touch it. I started thinking about how God would think and what God should do and what we start doing. Yeah, unfortunately, I talked about this in one of my lives. We have to start watching who we call our friends. Just because you call someone your friend does not mean they call them your friend. We have to start paying attention to the men and the women that we are loving and appreciating as friends, because deep down inside, them people are not looking at us like friends. Your friend would never disrespect you. Your friend would never disrespect you. Your friend would never put you in a position to disrespect him or her. I'm talking about real friendship. See, friends are understanding and they compassionate, especially for somebody they care about, because they want that person to be understanding and compassionate about them. We have to start choosing our friends wisely. Because number one, if you got a friend that's calling you, and every time they call you, it's because they're going through something in the street, you have to get away from them. I know the shit may be hard. It's just like knowing you have cancer in your toe or cancer in your foot. And the doctor is telling you repeatedly, check this out. You got a little piece of cancer. With some chemotherapy and some surgery, we're going to kill that whole germ. But you just keep telling yourself you want to save yourself. You want to save your toe. You want to save your foot. But if you don't cut that foot off, you're going to die. It's the same thing with these people we call friends. If you don't know when to cut these people off, you're going to die or go to jail. You're going to die, you're going to go to jail, or you're going to lose a gift that God gave you, and that might mean your spouse. That might mean your family. Think about this. You might lose your man. You might lose your woman. You might lose your children over somebody that's pretending to be your friend. I'm not doing none of that shit no more. Male or female, if you're really my friend, I want you to treat me the way I'm going to treat you. Because I notice I be lashing out at people because of things other people do that I hold in. And then other people may say something or trigger my mind to make me think about something someone else's did. And then I turn all that anger and that fuel towards them. And I got to stop doing that shit. I really have to stop doing that shit because I'm living a paranoid life. And a lot of us are. If you got a friend that's calling you in the middle of the night to tell you to get out your bed or come out your home with your children or your woman or your lady you just chilling with for the night, and the facts of they are going through some beef, and you might have to kill someone or someone might have to kill you or you might have to go to jail or someone might kill the person you with, you need to leave them type of niggas alone. I'm on some new shit. If a person really cares about you, they'll care about your children, they'll care about your woman, they'll care about your man. They'll care about your mother, they'll care about your father. They will care about the effect that it will have on these people that I just named if something happens to you. We are running around with wolf in sheep's clothing. We are running around with adults that are not moving and acting as adults. We are running around with people that have the adult numerically, but don't have the adulthood spiritually, mentally. Fuck physically. It's a bunch of people that have the adulthood numerically. Sir Valentino, salute. But they don't have adulthood mentally and spiritually. Because when you adult spiritually and mentally, you're at a certain piece. You don't want it to be disrupted. You don't want it to be disrupted. And unfortunately, we have to start understanding who we are as individuals. You're going to have to start spending some time alone, y'all, whether you're in a relationship or not. You're going to have to start spending some time alone. You're going to have to start taking walks by yourself. You're going to have to start going to the movies by yourself. You're going to have to start driving by yourself. You're going to have to start praying by yourself. You're going to have to start reading by yourself. You need time to think. A lot of y'all, a lot of us are in relationships or have been in relationships when we know we were not supposed to be in them relationships. Daily, simultaneously, every day we get more and more confrontation from God that the person that we are interacting with, we are not supposed to be with. But because of lustful thoughts and because of personal expectations that we have in our heart for people, we overlook the signs. We overlook the signs. Pussy and dick is not worth misery. I don't give a fuck how hard a dick is, lady. My niggas, I don't give a fuck how wet a pussy is. It's not worth your peace and your serenity. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Instead of running around just saying, yo, I want this one to be with me, or I want to be with that one. No, let God put everything in place. This is even with friendships. Some of us are so alone and so used to being alone, we just want friends. We want people to talk to. We want people to hear our pain. We want people to vent to, but sometimes we're venting our most deepest and intricate fears to people that are not our friends. They're against us. They are against us. Certain people strategically play chess moves to enrage and infiltrate your peace. That's why I'm getting back to testing motherfuckers. You better start testing y'all friends. Everybody that has a friend, everybody that has somebody they call a friend, I want y'all to start testing them. I want you to start testing them to the fact where it's something that you think that would enrage them or something that would break the bond that y'all share. Test your friends because you have to see if they're your friends, because I'm noticing everybody ain't your friend. If your man will get upset with you and want to hurt you over some money, get away from that nigga. That ain't your friend. If your man will get upset and want to hurt you over some woman, get away from that nigga. That is not your friend. You are their friend, but they ain't yours. If they don't accept and respect and rejoice with you with everything you do or everything you accomplish, they not your friends. Ron Buggs, I see you in the building. They not your friends. People smile to make you feel comfortable. See, you can smile all day, but you'll never know the motherfucking frown on somebody's heart until a situation occurs. A situation occurs. I always tell myself I'm tired of the fake shit, but I be allowing the fake shit to get around me. Who can I blame except myself, the man in the fucking mirror? Shout out to my man, Tube Chronicles, y'all. One of the realest people God has ever put in my fucking life. I'm so grateful for that. He's somewhere drunk right now. Matter of fact, when I end this live, I'm getting on the road. Shout out to my man, Tube Chronicles, man. Because he's been teaching me certain things I already knew about the word friendship that I thought no longer existed. Shout out to my man, Ron Buggs. Shout out to FTC Vice. Shout out to Half. Shout out to City Bama. Shout out to Sir Valentino. City Bama, y'all don't even know this. I had a relationship with City Bama way before I ever knew anything about YouTube. We worked together. And we didn't just work together in a building. We worked together on the same line, communicated with each other every fucking day. So I know who he is and he know who I am. The reason why I say the wrong, because I don't know where I know Ron Buggs, but like he said, it got to be from playing ball, or it might have been from being in Harlem, because I used to be in Harlem. We used to always get in the motherfucking car. That was when my man Marlon had the 929. He had the 929 Millennium. We used to always get in town, go on the motherfucking FDR, go up to 204th and Post and Dykeman, get like 10, 20 bags of pellet, get like 10, 20 bags of haze, drive back down to Willie Burgers in Harlem, smoke from motherfucking Dykeman to Harlem, get the Willie Burgers, get us some burgers and shit, stand outside and smoke. It was just the thing to do. Ron Buggs check on me more than y'all know. That's a fact. Ron Buggs check on me more than y'all know. Especially after the situation that just happened with Convo. Even though he checked on me before that, especially after that situation. See, God showing me what to pay attention to, y'all. Just like God showing me the fuck shit to pay attention to. Yo, I don't know if it's just me, y'all. Ain't no women in the building tonight, so I'm just going to talk to my gangsters. I am just tired of these bitches running their fucking mouth, y'all. I am so tired of unappreciative, inconsiderate, and manipulative ass women. I'm so tired of them. It's like when you try to tell yourself there's some good in people left, and you try to tell yourself, yo, deal with the fact that they weren't taught certain things. They wasn't blessed like certain people. But you try to teach them and they continuously give you their ass to kiss. I just be wanting to say, fuck everything. See, that's my problem. Me, I ain't settling no more. My man Ron Buggs said, that's them pellets. That's a fact. Them shits was $10. They used to call it that wood. Ron know what I'm talking about. That wood on 204th and Post. Word up. You can go back to Academy. You dig what I'm saying? But it was on Dykeman was on 204th and Post. I heard niggas telling me Dykeman was a store. Dykeman was not a store. So all the niggas lying, Dykeman was not a store. Dykeman was a strip. It's 204th and Post. Everybody that was talking about they was going to Branson, y'all was lying too. Because y'all said, see, the bad part about the weed history in Harlem, they said Dykeman was a store, and then they said Branson's was a strip. Anybody didn't know anything about them two weed areas? The strip was 204th and Post. That was Dykeman. And Branson's was not a strip. It was a store called B&J Candy Store. That's a fact. It was called B&J Candy Store, and it was on 141st or 143rd in St. Nicholas Place. When it switched over from Amsterdam, you had to go downstairs. These is facts. They were selling 20s and 50s. Them shits used to come in a coffin. These is facts. If you wasn't there, you don't know what I'm talking about. You see what Ron Buggs said? 204th and Post, 204th and 7th. That's a fact. The best haze, the best Poudet I have ever smoked in my life. See, if you really know about the weed, they was calling that shit Poudet. They was calling purple haze Poudet because that shit was like, it had a funny color and a funny smell to that shit. That shit was called that Poudet. Tell them, Ron, niggas couldn't even walk in Branson's and get served. Niggas ain't know nothing about Branson's until motherfucking Big said, go cop a jar from Branson's. Branson's been popping. Branson's been popping. You see what he said? City Bama said 207. Y'all don't know nothing about no sour. And that's what I meant to tell y'all too. That's why I shut down the Back Block Chronicles. It's still up, but I'm about to rename the Back Block Chronicles. The Back Block Chronicles. I can't even tell you the name yet because me and Tube ain't figured the name out. So I can't even say that. But the Back Block Chronicles is going to be turned into me and Tube Chronicles Weed channel. Y'all I'm letting y'all know right now. The Back Block Chronicles will be turned into me and Tube Chronicles Weed channel. But you know what I was thinking about that made me think about this show tonight, y'all, before I get out of here? A lot of us have friends that unfortunately was killed by other people. I'm not going to tell y'all what to do. And I'm telling this to my friends that's alive. If you put yourself in a position to be killed, I will miss you. And that's a fact, but I ain't going to kill nobody over you. I ain't doing that shit. I'm not risking my life and my sanity and my peace no more because of God's will, inshallah. Everything that happens on this earth is written. Even the responses of us are written. So whoever programmed this world that we're living in, I know how I feel because my responses are now, I'm not moving like a clown no more. That's right. That's a cold-blooded fact. Your man is in the ground. He dead. You go get a motherfucking gun. You got a mother that care about you, a father that care about you. You got a woman that care about you, kids that care about you. You got friends that care about you. And you go out there and risk your life and take somebody's life because somebody that you love or care about is already dead. You're not going to bring them back. You're not going to bring them back. If you want to do something to honor their name, the day that they were killed, the day that they went home, do a cookout every year in memory of them. Every time you go to a party, say their name. Every time you go to an event, get a couple of t-shirts, get some sweaters made up. Rest in peace. Gone but not forgetting. But we got to stop doing that shit. I'm not doing it no more. That's not my decision no more. I'm not even beefing. I don't even be beefing anyway, but I'm not beefing no more. Nope. Inshallah. I'm leaving to Allah to his will because number one, Allah's will is already written. And I'm going to prove to y'all my God is different. From the shit I've been through, the shit I've overcame, and the shit I'm still dealing with to this day, I'm changing my whole way of thinking. This goes for friends, men, women. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't want none of that shit around me. Any avocation of violence, any avocation of death, any avocation of hurting somebody, I'm not fucking with you. I don't give a fuck if I knew you 2 days. I don't give a fuck if I knew you 20 years. I'm keeping you evil motherfuckers the fuck away from me. You niggas is evil. And it's so fucked up, you don't know you evil. But I see the devil in you. And that devil that you praising has overpowered your spirit. You've become so overwhelmed and happy with the way that you're living, which is bad. You decide to rock with the devil. I'm rocking with God. I'm not doing this shit no more. And that's in life. I remember I had this thing with me about, yo, nigga say my name, I'm going to check him. I don't care. I'm not doing it. So everybody on YouTube, y'all can say my name all you want. I don't care. Because nobody's walking up on me. Nobody's getting in a car or getting in a plane coming to see me. And if nobody was to bump into me in real life, certain things that come out their mouth, they wouldn't say to me. So I'm a fool for feeding into that shit. I don't even care no more. To the people that feel as though they should entertain themselves with the foolishness, I don't even care about that anymore. Whatever you have to do to be you, just do it. I'm just going to do whatever I have to do to be me. And if it includes cutting a motherfucker off, I keep a pair of sharp scissors, man. I keep a pair of sharp scissors, my nigga. Got to get into loving myself before I can love anything else. We got to stop trying to get people to love us that won't even love themselves or God. And I told somebody this shit, and I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm getting ready to say. An excuse is never an answer. And an answer should never be accepted as an excuse. If you don't listen to nothing else I ever told y'all, an excuse should never be a fucking answer, man. And an answer should never be an excuse. That might not make sense to some. Some will catch it, some won't. But we got to start living better, man. We got to start living better, man. I'm 50 years old. I just thought about that shit. I'm 50 fucking years old. I want to go to cookouts. I want to go to clubs. I want to go to lounges. I want to go to plays. I want to go to musical events. Christy Anderson, how you doing? Appreciate you for pulling up. I want to start traveling more. I don't want to be on YouTube arguing with nobody. And I don't want to be on YouTube like a sucker running to these motherfucking platforms because of this wicked shit that's intriguing me through the titles and the thumbnails. I'm ignoring all that shit. That's what I've been praying on. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all some real shit. I unsubscribed from 23 channels. I unsubscribed from 23 channels. I unfollowed about 40, 50 people on Instagram. I started noticing something. Certain things niggas that post on Instagram, a lot of you niggas is fucking perverts, man. And I don't like perverts, and I don't want nobody around me that's a pervert, and I don't affiliate myself with no perverts because I ain't no pervert. Some of the things that some of these niggas is posting on Instagram make me really wonder, what have you been through when you was a child? Because if you're an adult and some of the things that you just choose to put on something that's going to be read by the world or seen by the world, probably for the rest of eternity, and it's going to be characterized and stated to your name, I don't want to fuck with niggas like that. I don't. To the women too on Instagram, y'all. I'm seeing these people on Instagram, these chicks talking about who want to sit in this pussy and who want to eat this pussy. And yo, that shit is fucking weird. Yeah, it's intriguing. See somebody with a nice ass or some chest or a fat pussy, whatever you want to call it. But all jokes aside, that shit ain't really interesting. That shit is weird to me. The reason why it's so intriguing to us men, because visual things stimulate us. Some men don't have the maturity yet or the understanding to really be attracted to a woman because of her intelligence, her independence, and her support. See, when you got a woman that has intelligence, independence, and support, and beauty, and a body, you got the perfect package. You got the perfect package. Some niggas is just looking for the fucking body. The body is going to disappear. But the heart, the soul, and the intentions are forever. See, a lot of y'all dudes is running to these women with these explicit pictures and all these ads and all this nonsense, talking about, yo, I'm about to fuck with shorty, or I'm about to change her, or she gonna be wifey. No, you see, this is what was fucking y'all up. Y'all don't understand If you're on Instagram and you got your legs open or you got your ass out or your titties out, you're a prostitute. You're a fucking prostitute. If you're on an OnlyFans, if you're on one of them dating cams and you're talking about, yo, give me $40 for a video or give me $20 for some pictures, or if you want to see how wet I am, you are mentally fucked up and you're a prostitute. I have had people send me pictures. I've had people say things to me from seeing me on YouTube. And yes, at first when I see these pictures, I'm like, oh shit, shorty might have a nice shape, or oh shit, shorty might be this or whatever. Like, but the first thing that jumps in my head, because I'm God, is this woman has a problem that's deep, that's been overlooked for years. I've responded to women like, unfortunately, if you knew what your worth and your beauty really was, you wouldn't be doing this. That shit ain't cool. Every man in here wants their woman to do all things, run around in the nice motherfucking sexy lingerie, the explicit outfits, the nice shit, yeah. But we want that in the privacy and the confines of our home, in the privacy and the confines of us if we're somewhere out together. That's embarrassing and hurtful. And it's very disrespectful. Anytime you see a man that wants his woman out in the street with the lust and the gore of someone continuously, see, it's nothing wrong with your woman if she has a beautiful shape or a silhouette and she wears an outfit that's fitting or attractive. She's supposed to if she's with you and y'all secure with yourself. Y'all are supposed to compliment each other and show the world how powerful y'all are. But then there's a lot of women that go a little bit overboard. You're out here wearing sheer suits with thongs. You're out here wearing sheer shirts with no breasts, with no bra. As a whole, the black women are the only women that dress like this. Anywhere and everywhere. Yes, there are Asian women, white women, Russian women that all believe in this type of exotic wear, but we are, as a whole, our black women are the only ones that's comfortable enough and so abused and damaged and hurt. They're the only ones that dress like this because for some reason, I don't know if it's us. I don't know if it's their parents. I don't know if it's society, but something is teaching our women or telling our women the only way they're going to attract someone that's going to be in love with them or going to stand by them is by presenting themselves as hoes. And respectfully, women, you're not going to get a man that's going to want to be with you for the rest of your life if the first thing that ran through his mind when he's seen you is how he want to smut you out. That's not going to happen. See, when a man sees a woman, the first thing he's going to try to do is think about himself being with her like she thinks about herself being with him. But see, there's a twist to it. A real man likes a woman to leave something for the imagination. We don't want to see it all right then and there, because if we see it all right then and there, we already have the description of you in our heart. See, you could be the freak. We don't care about that. You can like your pussy out. You can like your ass out. You can like that shit. You can want to stop it. We love all that shit, but we need that for us. Don't do that to us. Don't think that a man is going to look at you as a wife or the mother of his children. Respectfully, if this is how you present yourself, what we're looking at you is a smut for the night. And some dudes are uncareful and don't practice safe sex. This is why they got these children out here that these fathers are not involved with. Yo, artist, you know I don't see your ass because you got me blocked, and stop doing that invisible shit because motherfuckers be thinking I'm crazy. So you better go get your daughter phone or your wife phone because that shit be fucking with my motherfucking eye. But shout out to Artist Morrison because they say he in the building. Yeah, like we really love the freak shit. Yeah, the gobble bobbles, the wet put, all that. But we need you to be the presentation of us in the street. We need you to practice discipline, militancy, and be aware of your surroundings and understand if you move like a bird in the street, we are looked at as birds in the home. One of the most powerful pieces on the chessboard is the queen. She can go wherever she wants to. She can do whatever she wants to. The only thing she can't do is move like a knight, move in the shape of a letter of an L, because that's what she got a killer for. If you look at the chessboard, the king has a knight. That's his killer. He has a bishop. That's his advisory. And he has a castle. But if you look at the other side of the chessboard, the queen has her knight, her killer. She has her advisory, the person that's going to tell her the best for her interest. And she also has her castle to control. So she is just as equally as powerful as us. See, a lot of us are getting these women that we want to be like robots. That's why a lot of niggas is into these robots and this fake pussy, because number one, you want a woman that's going to act like an animal. Sit boo-boo, speak boo-boo, eat boo-boo. No. You got to let a woman be a woman. But unfortunately, some women don't know the definition of the word woman. Just because you have a vagina, just because you can produce a baby, just because you can put on a suit and some makeup and make people jump in awe, that does not make you a woman. Just like a man, just because you have a penis, just because you can make a child does not make you a man. Does not make you a man. We have to get back into reprogramming our minds. We're too powerful. We're too intelligent for this. We have to stop using things as scapegoats to captivate people, because that's what an illusionist does. I'm not on YouTube for an illusion. If I get into what I really want to talk about sometimes up here on YouTube, people will hate me. People will hate me. But I was always told, shh, mind your business, Dice. Something Compa told me. And I quote him. He said, who the fuck are you to tell somebody what they're going to talk about or what they should talk about on their platform? One of the realest things my man ever said to me. That's why I'm not concerned about anybody beefing with each other. I'm not concerned about anybody trying to belittle each other. I'm not concerned with any of that. I just want to be on some peaceful shit, some positive shit, some righteous shit, and some getting to calming myself down shit. Because the world is really, really tricking us. The devil is so powerful. The devil is even tricking us through YouTube. My grandmother always said the devil cannot get into your home unless you open the door. Meaning, until you involve yourself, till you surround yourself, till you let certain things into your spirit, into your circle, you're protected by God. Where I fucked up is I walked into YouTube with my strength and protection by God, but didn't understand the devil has a very tight grip on YouTube. My man Half told me something that I think about damn near every day. He said, damn, Dice, they will strike you for 1 week and won't let you broadcast on your channel because you played a song, a slow jam, a song about love. But they will let people sit on YouTube for hours, in and out, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 8 days, 9 days, 35,000 days, continuously belittling, slandering, disrespecting people. But they won't strike them channels one time unless the person that they're spreading slander on decides to report it. Now, first of all, if YouTube, you have people sitting up watching and scrutinizing everything that's being broadcast and displayed. So you mean to tell me if someone puts up a pornographic picture or plays porno, automatically you got somebody to see that where they could strike that page immediately if you don't take it down. But you overlook the fact of people talking disrespectably continuously. You mean to tell me that people don't That doesn't raise the hairs on their arm. That doesn't raise some type of concern. But playing music does. I had to pay attention to what I was doing. I just figured out last week that the podcast creators, we don't run the podcast. It's actually the mods and the supporters. We don't run this shit. It's the mods and the supporters, because just like going like that, to look into the crowd and see what everybody is saying. You dig what I'm saying? Nah. Y'all control the narrative, because like I said earlier, if we're not getting the views, y'all control the narrative. So what we do, some of us, we feed into what y'all want to see. Even if it bothers us to the pit of our stomach, we will feed into it, because some of the people on YouTube, this is their bread and butter. Some of the people on YouTube, this is the only way they will have eggs. They will have food. They will have shelter. They will have clothes. This is really some people's livelihood. I could imagine the pressure on the Hassan Campbells, on the 1090 Jakes, on the Tasha K's. Did y'all think about this shit? They got a woman by the name of Tasha K on YouTube. Shout out to Miss Tasha K. She's very vocal. She expresses how she feels. She talks about matters that upset some people, but think about this. She had a big incident that just went on with the rapper Cardi B. Cardi B just sued her for over $1 million for slander. For slander. Because of videos she made on YouTube. Check this out. Cardi B took Mrs. Tasha K, a YouTube content creator. Niggas talking about beef. That's beef. They took a YouTube content creator that has 1 million plus subscribers to court, and Cardi B won. So now that 1 million plus, them court fees, is now the responsibility of Miss Tasha K. Do you know the IRS just audited her motherfucking proceeds and her earnings from YouTube to help start paying to the $1 million plus fee that she owes Cardi B? Because once Cardi B won that money, you know, the government, the state paid that, because wherever she put that lawsuit out, once she wins or loses, the person that wins that money, the state writes the check automatically. So now Tasha K, a YouTube promoter, that you can tell from the way she broadcasts, from her computer, from her equipment. This is something that she really put her livelihood in. So as she breaks her ass every day to get content, to captivate and intrigue y'all, this is in the back of her mind every day. She could be up there for hours. She could be up there for 2 hours, 3 hours. The majority of the proceeds that she makes from YouTube that was taking care of her and her lifestyle goes to someone that she spoke about. So I want you YouTube content creators to think about this. You're sitting up talking about people, that have the legal financial backing to sue you for what's coming out of your mouth. See, I ain't got no motherfucking money to go. I ain't got no $100,000 or no $150,000 to go get no lawyer and have them subpoena all the motherfucking videos from YouTube and have them intricately go through all the motherfucking videos from YouTube that I feel as though may have been slandered against my name, to dictate and write down on a verbatim to express why this should be seized and warranted and should be taken to court. See, I don't have no money to do that. But Cardi B do. Now, everybody's sitting here saying, that's fucked up. Cardi B went and sued her. No, that's not fucked up. It's fucked up that it went that far. Yes, it is fucked up that because a woman decided to get on YouTube with a personality and decided to put her diddy bop on a twist on things that goes on in the world every day. A woman that decided to just broadcast her thoughts and her opinions. No such thing as bad because of her creative outbursts. She is in debt for $1 million plus. You know why she's in debt for $1 million plus? Because like Ron Book said, she'll spill the tea, but then again, she has a problem with what? Assuming and presuming and dictating the outcome of things that she assumes. Once you assume something that you have a presumption of, you automatically start dictating things that aren't true, and that becomes slander. That becomes slander. And some people are really funny when it comes to their name. That's why me, myself, and I don't know about nobody else. I'm not with none of that shit. I'm about to go into my mods. I'm about to take a bunch of wrenches. Bunch of them. And that's a fact. Some of the wrenches, because they don't do the diligence and the support that they're supposed to do. Some of the wrenches, because number one, they're not supportive and they're not my vibe. Respectfully, they're not the vibe of God. So if they decide to come and watch and participate, yeah, all right. But real fact, I don't want that wicked shit around me. So I don't give a fuck if they come. I don't care if they unsubscribe. I don't. I've been telling y'all this since day one. I'd rather do this one by one with true people. Fuck a fan. I don't want no fans. I want people that think like me, alike. People that care about their betterment, people that care about their family, people that care about their well-being, people that care about their peace, people that care about their serenity. Shit, I want people around me to care about goldfish. I want people around me to care about dogs. I need people around me to care about humanity. I don't want nobody around me with the bullshit. Male or female. I don't give a fuck how much your gun go off. I don't give a fuck how influential you is. I don't give a fuck how powerful you think you is. I don't give a fuck how wet your pussy get. I don't give a fuck how fat your ass is. I don't give a fuck how strong your titties look. Fuck all that. You can keep all that shit. Everybody. If you're not righteous, if you're not waking up and going to sleep every day thinking about God and thinking about every day to live like God, meaning God loves his family. God loves his children. God loves his brothers. God loves everything because God created everything. And if I can't get nobody around me with just that purpose in their heart about loving everything, I don't need them around me. It's another day alive. It's another day free, y'all. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? I'm about to get on this road. Salute.
Joker on the beat.